there's definitely something that's messing with our lives, that's manipulating our emotions, and it feeds off of our negative energetic manifestational frequencies, meaning that it feeds on our negative emotions. It feeds on when we're depressed, when we're sad, when we're angry, when we're anxious, when like whenever we don't know about the future and not sure about the future. You know, it's very weird. A lot of things and events that goes on in our life, we think that it's because of us. We think that it's because that we failed at this, or we didn't do this, or we didn't do that. In reality, it's some invisible entity, the demiurge from Gnosticism, the archons and its evil, dominions and henchmen. There's some evil, twisted, wicked being that's making sure that we're miserable, that's making sure that we're unhappy. Certain things I've been going through, I just noticed that this is just, first of all, it's too much for one person to even bear. Second of all, it's a lot to go through when you're already going through things that previously happened in your life over decades ago, and you have decades of accumulated negative energy. You got to deal with toxic people in real life. You don't have anybody that really has your back. You got to deal with a world that turns its back against lonely and excess men. See, when you're an excess man and when you're somebody that you can't really get a lot of girls, and you're kind of a black sheep to your family, you don't really have nowhere to go, you have really nothing really to look forward to because maybe you failed your dreams, it's just, you start to look at life as a torture event. Life is, they say life is supposed to be precious and life is cherishable and all that. No, for the longest, life has been misery for a lot of people. For thousands of years, life has been eternal torment and eternal pain and eternal torture for a lot of people. And it drove people to the edge. It drove people to do some horrific type of things. I was watching a documentary earlier about Emperor Caligula. And the things that Emperor Caligula did, how he would take Roman senators' wives and take Roman senators' daughters, and how he would have these massive sexual parties and things of that nature on his private pleasure fleet or his pleasure boats. And how Emperor Caligula would just do whatever the heck he wanted. He would invite senators, to his private dinners and tell them to bring their wives. And then at the dinner, he would just walk and then take somebody's wife and then go into the next room and engage in promiscuous activity with them, with the senator's wife, and then come back and then talk about it right in front of the senator. And the senator couldn't show any type of negative facial expressions or any type of disapproval. And he even had to thank the emperor for the privilege of having the emperor engage in activities with his wife. That's just totally that's demoralizing. That's dehumanizing. That's debilitating. And that's what this life is. You can't tell me that there's a good, loving, caring God. Look at what you're going through in your life. Look at what you've been through in your life. And has the people that done you wrong, are they suffering? Are they going through it? Or the people that's done you wrong, they continue to prosper. They continue to thrive. They continue to stay alive. They continue to actually just keep on doing the negative things towards you. And not only that, it's the events in life. If you're somebody that likes to just, stay in their room and mind their business, something in this world is going to look at your eternal wounds, and it's going to know that, okay, you're wounded in the heart. You're wounded in the soul. That's why you're hiding from the world. Well, guess what? You're going to come out that room one way or another. I'm going to put it inside your father, your father's soul. Because remember, in the Bible, the God of the Bible hardened Pharaoh's heart. So where's the free will in that? And he hardened Pharaoh's heart so that way he can do all those plagues and those diseases and spread them across Egypt. So what's stopping that same God to go inside your dad's heart? Let's say you got a new video game and you're playing it and you're in need. And all of a sudden your dad just bangs on your door. When are you going to get a job? When are you going to blah, 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 blah? Look at your brother, comparing you to your brother. Look at your brother. Your brother's doing this and that. You just sit in the room playing video games all day. Okay, you got 1 month to go find a job or you're out. And now your whole world just fell down. Like, you were planning on, playing the game you just got, watching some anime later, maybe, making some late night neat snacks, late at night, how us neats are, you know what I mean? Like, late at night we eat and, try to stay away from too many people. But now you don't even want to eat. Now you're so stressed that you have to find a job and find this and find that. And you're stressed now. There's something orchestrating the events behind the scenes to make our lives as miserable as possible, to make sure that we don't even feel alive, to make sure that were broken down and were destroyed and devastated. You know, that girl that you always liked, that girl that you always wanted to ask out, that girl that maybe one time, she smiled at you or something like that. Maybe, or maybe she never smiled at you. I know a lot of us never had girls smile at us, but maybe, um, there was a time where this girl smiled at you and just said hi and good morning. But little do you know, she just got through finishing with Chad. You know what I mean? So she's just in a good mood, and she's just being nice, right? And you think that girl really likes you. So let's say you try to do some normie blue pill thing, like get her some flowers or something like that, and you come to find out that she's Chad's plaything. You catch her in the hallway, kissing Chad somewhere. Like let's say you're in between classes, you try to give her a flower, give her a box of chocolates, and you see her kissing Chad, and that just breaks your spirit and crushes your soul. And that energy that you feel in that moment, that's called loosh. And that loosh is what keeps this whole damn thing running. It's why our society is falling apart. It's organized, orchestrated chaos. It's emotional massacres. That's what it is. It's an emotional massacre of the soul, of the spirit. All the pain that we go through is designed to stop us. It's designed to make sure that we know our place. That's what it feels like. It's like something that's invisible in the invisible realm is making sure that people like us, quote unquote, know our place. Make sure that that are excess men that don't get a lot of females, men that are lonely, men that are isolated, men that don't bother nobody. It's like there's something that watches us, because a lot of us, we try our best to avoid conflict. And the system doesn't like that. The system doesn't like when you're trying to avoid conflict to mind your business. So it activates its little mini demons. It activates people around you to get nasty with you, to talk to you crazy. It activates where you have to go find a job. You have to find work. You have to do this. You have to do that. And a lot of times you don't want to do that. You telling me that this is a good God that could have created anything, but he creates a body that you have to constantly feed with dead organisms of like plants and animals, because plants are alive as well. Even if you're a vegetarian, you're not escaping that. You're still participating in eating things that were once alive, right? Because plants need to grow, plants need to flourish, plants need the right soil, and all of that. So plants are alive, right? So you have to constantly maintain this body that you didn't ask to be put in. You are a spiritual being. You are a soul. You're not supposed to be trapped in the blood, flesh, and the bone. You're not supposed to worry about waking up every day and going to a job to earn money. Because did the God of this world work a job? What job did he work to earn money? Did he have to go to a humiliation ritual that they call a job interview? Did he have to be kicked out and left homeless? This God was never homeless. This God was never none of that. This God had everything handed it to him. He had supreme power handed it to him. He didn't have to try hard. He just got handed everything. And I think that's part of the problem. That's part of the reason. You see, I think in whatever, godly realm, there needs to be a godly school. The same, I'm serious. Whenever you're a creator God or something like that, there should be some type of rules and regulations. I mean, you should go to godly kindergarten or godly preschool, and then godly middle school, and godly high school, and godly college, and only then you should go to godly university where you get to graduate. And each time you got to show that you're a compassionate, loving God. And when you get to godly university and get your godly degree, you know how to create realms and worlds where you don't require pain and suffering, right? Instead of just being born with the ability to create entire worlds, entire dimensions, and then you misuse that. Something went really wrong in the ancient world or in the spiritual world. Something went wrong. This is not a good world. This is not a world where you can thrive in. This is a world that's opposite of thriving. This is a world where you're getting punished for existence. I'm looking at some events in my life that's going on right now, and I'm just looking like, there's no way in hell that's accidental. Like, I'm using somebody's Amazon account, to get certain food, delivered from time to time. And so I go in, use their computer to log in, real quick, as I'm passing by, because I'm just in the area. I just want to order some food for the next day so I can come through the next day, pick it up because I need the address, and just to pick up the food and just go and then go back to a shelter or go back to a place or whatever that I can, right? So as I do this and I'm logging in, and this person's passed out sleep, and this person, and this person usually keeps their account where all you do is just click on their Amazon account and bada bing, bada boom. So I go and click on my orders or whatever just to see if like what I ordered is still coming or whatever or what time, and then it goes, oh, you have to sign in. It's like, what? Like this never happened. Like I've been using this for the whole time. I never had to sign in and do all this things. Like why is this happening now? Like right when I really really need it, and I don't have no. And it took me forever to try to get into this area. I have to go out, you know what I mean? Like I have to walk and do this and do that. I have to go through a lot. Cops coming out of nowhere asking me where I'm going. I'm like, why? Why is a cop coming up to me asking me where I'm going? It's just like demiurge activity. And then now when I go to try to check my order to see what time it's going to come, oh, you got to enter the password. It's like, really? Really? Or earlier today, like my phone, it wouldn't turn on. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like my phone just wouldn't turn on, you know? And after like an hour and a half of just playing with it and hitting the power button, then it finally comes on. And then I got to do like a system restart or whatever. And I'm just like, what the fuck? It's like something is targeting me. Something is messing with me. Something does not want me to be happy. The reason why I'm not no millionaire famous rapper is not because of my own lack of skills or lack of trying hard. It's because whoever created this world knows that there's something pure about my soul. And it doesn't want me to be happy. So it keeps me in a state of negativity, of anxiety. It keeps me in a negative energetic manifestational frequency. So that way I'm easy to control, because when you're in an emotional state, you're easier to control. When you're emotional, these things literally feed off you like a shark feeding off a tuna fish, or like an orca feeding, or like a killer whale, like a orca, a whale feeding off of a dolphin, you know? Do you know like certain whales, like how they hunt, they'll see like a seal on a patch of ice and they'll like throw water at it and stuff until the seal falls into the water, and they'll devour it, and then plus those orcas have different strategies in different areas, so it's crazy. It's like the demiurge has different strategies and different types of war plans against certain people to make sure that we fail, to make sure that we fall, to make sure that we're never happy. This is not natural, man. It's not natural to be a guy in our position. We live an abnormal life. We don't live regular lives, we live a very hellish life. And it's sickening. There's a reason why all your plans go to crap. In the Bible it says this. It says man has a plan, but God has another plan. Did you know that? Look it up what I just said. And the Bible talks about a man's heart. He has a plan that what he wants to do and what he wants to achieve, but God has another plan that's different from what the man wants. So that right there takes away free will. Because if your heart and soul, you want to be something, you want to do something so bad, and yet everything in this world is designed to make sure that you never achieve your dreams, that you never get, a team of people to actually help you. Look at people like David Dobrik. Look at David Dobrik. Look at his team of people that helped him get to where he's at in life. He's in his 20s. He makes millions of dollars. He can get anything he wants. He never worked a regular job, I don't think. And even if he did, it didn't last, and he's able to make millions of dollars. You're telling me that this God and this world is so finite that this God couldn't come with a better plan to make all of us successful? Why is money even a necessity? Why? Look how big the world is. Look how big the universe is. Look how big the planets and the stars and all that is. You're telling me that money on one small little planet dictates eternal souls that should last forever? And you don't see a problem with that? You don't see a problem in that? You don't see how that's just wrong in a lot of ways? You're telling me an almighty creator, the best thing he can do is design us to work jobs? Working the job is a distraction. Let me tell you a secret. When you go to your jobs and go to your school, all that is a big looch harvesting event. When you wake up in the morning and your first thought is, damn, I don't really want to go to this damn place, that's looch farming. Then you got to go into traffic. You got to get gas. You got to get something to eat. Maybe you don't have enough time to get gas or something to eat, so you got to rush to work. Then you're still late. Then your boss still cusses you out. Your coworkers look at you. They don't like you. Then you got to figure out how to do this and that. Then your boss gives you an assignment that was due, that was supposed to be done yesterday, but he said he told you, but he really didn't tell you because he forgot, and then it's like, You got to deal with office politics. To say it's somebody's birthday, and you got to come and wish happy birthday to that person, and you don't really want to, but you have to fit into the office politics. You got to come to work every day with a smile, even though you feel it, like, even though you're gone inside, even though like that your soul has been crushed a million times. But that doesn't matter, because this world wants you to participate in this humiliation ritual that we call life. That you There's no way a God wouldn't deliberately design that to break you. This world is designed to break you. And there's no way that this is a good God. This is why all the Christian copers, all the religion copers, and all the religious and Bible dupes, they're crazy. All these Bible dupes, they'll sit there and they'll like defend this carnicious, vicious God, saying that, oh, he's the holiest God. It's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Look at his actions. You think that when you go to heaven, what are you going to be doing in heaven? In his hell realm, in his heaven, which is just kissing his butt all the time, giving him praise. You don't think that's boring? So you tell me the point of existence is just to praise this being? The point, like that's not why in the pleroma, in the Gnostic text, that's not why humans were created, or that's not why in the realm, like in the pleroma, where Sophia comes from, where the Modad comes from. We're not supposed to just be slaves or be servants to these gods. We're not supposed to. We're supposed to be able to create our own realms, our own dimension. We're supposed to become gods ourselves and not be bound down to an evil, vicious, sadistic, twisted monster. This God in the Bible, he said, I am a jealous God. He never said that I'm a loving and caring God. He said, I'm a jealous God, right? That should tell you everything right there. Look at people who are jealous. People who are jealous will dox you. People who are jealous are evil. People who are jealous will come and attack you, right? People who are jealous will keep on trying to attack you. People who are jealous will undermine you. People who are jealous will try their best to subject you to the same pain and agony that they're going through, right? So why would an all-loving being with infinite power, and if he knows that if he's the supreme God, be jealous? Who are you jealous of? Which is an admission that there's other gods. He's not the only God. This God is your enemy. Him and his archangels are your enemy. Look at what has been done in the name of religion. Look at the Crusades. Look at the Knights Templars. Look at all that. Look what's going on now in Iran. And who are the people that are administering warfare tactics? Well, I'll let you put the shekels in the bag for that one. It's the same ones who dictate who becomes a rapper, who becomes successful in Hollywood, who becomes a movie star, who controls the video game industry. It's why a lot of video game companies are firing their staff. Look at Fortnite. They got rid of like 1,000 people in Fortnite, even a guy who has terminal brain cancer. The man has terminal brain cancer and you still fired him? Why would you do such a horrible thing? That's absolutely horrible. The man is already going through it. He has brain cancer and he's still getting attacked. My God. And it's merciless. I was watching this little documentary. It was talking about this one young girl, whatever, and she was like pretty much like she's been dealing with cancer since she was like 4 years old. I think now she barely made it to like 6 or something like that, 6 or 7. Like, she's real young, and she has cancer. How does somebody that young have cancer? What are they putting into the food? What are they putting into our bloodstreams? I know we got microplastics in our blood from eating from plastic forks, plastic water bottles. Milk used to come in glass containers. Now milk comes in plastic containers. Why are they poisoning us? And why is a God allowing the Illuminati and things like that to exist? Why is a God allowing beings to control us? Because it's part of his plan and his system. In the Gnostic text, it explains why. The God of the Bible and his quote-unquote archons, they're jealous. They're jealous of humans. So you got to understand that this realm that we live in now is not our true realm. This is the realm of the demiurge, the materialistic realm, meaning that this God has dominion in this realm. He has power in this realm. And our souls are not supposed to be in this realm. The only way to overcome the demiurge is to let loose of all the chains and all the oppression that the demiurge has put upon us. Meaning you have to let go of all those negative emotions. But the problem is the demiurge designed life so it can be pure negative emotions to keep you trapped. Look at it like this. You're on an island, and there's a vicious ruler on the island that doesn't want you to escape. But the only way for a ship to appear, and so you can get on a ship and go far away, is that you have to have the right vibrational frequency that's not negative. So you literally have to have a positive mindset in a negative world. And that's almost impossible when you're really going through it. And that's exactly what the demiurge wants, because when you pass away, if you keep holding on to all those negative emotions, the demiurge and the archons, they react on frequency, they react on vibration, they react on energy and synchronicities. So they're able to snatch your soul pretty much. But if you just try to stay happy, try to stay in a good mood, you raise above the vibrational frequency, which means you raise above the energies of these entities. And they don't want that because they have less and less control. Let me say this more simple. If I gave you $10 million right now, right? Then I guarantee a lot of your depression probably will go away. Not all of it, but I guarantee about 70% of it. I guarantee about 70, 80, 90% of your problems come from being broke, not having enough money. So if I gave you $10 million, that solves about 80% of your problems right there. You're still going to have problems, of course. You're still going to have family that all of a sudden like you now. All of a sudden they want money. All of a sudden, just yesterday, they're just calling you a loser and a failure. Hell, 5 minutes ago, they was calling you a loser and a failure. But now you got $10 million. Now all of a sudden, they want to come to you and be around you. But when you have that much money, you can have the girl that you want, the car that you want, the house that you want, the peace that you want. And that's exactly what the demiurge doesn't want. He doesn't want us humans to be peaceful. He doesn't want us to be free. Like I tell you guys, if you guys want better analyzation on this, just YouTube Schizo Dumps. I have a post on one of his videos. Watch Schizo Dumps. Go to his channel and subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to Schizo Dumps. Watch all his videos, and you will gain a better understanding of Gnosticism. You'll gain a better understanding of how this world operates and what really goes on behind the scenes. And this is elite level knowledge that's not taught in college. College and school is designed to make you a tool for the system. It's not designed to make your soul revitalize. It's not designed to rejuvenate your soul. It's not designed to make sure you're an independent thinker. It's designed to control the way you think, to control the way that you handle situations in this world, in this cruel world. And it's why, I remember there was a site I used to go on, and it was one of those sites where you watch the cartel, do neutralizations and eliminations, and you see the cruelty and the barbarity and humanity. And I would force myself to watch that and look at that and say, you see, this is real life. Real life ain't going to Disneyland or, going to Yogurt Land or going to, some happy-go-lucky place. Real life is this. When the world, when the lights go out, when the money stops working, when the banking system fails, when the power, when it turns to Resident Evil zombie outbreak, this is how cruel the world is going to be. The world is going to be merciless. The world is going to be vicious. The world is going to be twisted. The world is going to be sadistic. The world is not going to be a happy, nice place. The world is not a happy, nice place. And the world was never a happy, nice place. You can go back to the time of Achilles, and you can and learn about Achilles, and how the gods pretty much, had their favorites and made sure that certain people succeed. Look at the Battle of Troy, in the Battle of Troy, even the gods were involved with that. I think his name was Hector. He was the Prince of Troy. The gods got involved with that to make him lose that battle and make Achilles win. It's like there's always invisible entities that are manipulating humanity from the shadow. Look at the Tower of Babel. The people were building a tower, quote unquote, to the heavens or whatever. And, in mythology, they talk about giants, they talk about magic, they talk about advanced technological enhancements and advancements. They talk about Star Wars technology that's supposed to be ancient. How can people 5,000, 7,000, or 10,000, 20,000, or a million years ago, how can they have Star Wars technology? How? We were lied to. Whoever controls the flow of information lied to us, and they kept the real information for themselves. Whatever they told us about history is not the truth. History is a lot more stranger than what they're willing to admit, because they're trying to control our minds, because your perception is reality. Whatever you perceive, whatever you believe, it does become your reality a lot of the times. And if it doesn't, the demiurge will do things to make sure that it does become your reality. So we don't got no free will, man. We have no free will. We're just being punished to exist. We're just being punished to even live. It's like something doesn't like us because we're human, because we have the capacity and the capability, if we're not being decimated every second, to overthrow the demiurge, to overthrow the archons. We are more creative than the demiurge. We are. This is why you have a natural inclination. You have a natural propensity to create. And the demiurge has a natural propensity to destroy. He's a god of destruction and corruption, the god of Israel, the god of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's wicked and evil. Look at his actions. This God, he thrives on bloodshed. He thrives on decimation and neutralization of people. He thrives on seeing people like us who don't bother nobody and make our lives a living hell. Do you know what I've been through just in the last? I've been through a lot more in the last 3 years than people have been through in an entire lifetime. And that's just the last 3 years. A decade before that, I was going through things. And a decade before that, I was going through things, right? I've been going through things my entire life and I've never been happy. And I've seen people in my life, or people that used to be in my life, like ex friends or whatever like that. I seen a lot of them, go through a lot of hell as well, right? And then I see some people who are extremely vicious and toxic. I see a lot of them, become successful, like become successful. I literally become successful. They don't have regular jobs, you know. A regular job is going to kill your motivation to do anything. And it serves the demiurge. The demiurge is happy when you're at a job. Why would a god want us to focus on a job in the first place? That right there is a big flag. You're telling me that out of all the dimensions and all the realms and all everything, that a job is the most important thing? Who made it? Who made that rule? It's like something's trying to distract us from looking in to find the divine spark, to find the divine light. Something is trying its best to make sure that we never look inside. And we got to keep on relying on external forces. We got to focus on pleasing the non-human entities. And these non-human entities are not there for our benefit. They're there for our destruction and corruption. This world is absolutely brutal.